So earlier in the week, I was asked to speak at a networking event in America. It was 2:30 in the morning. I have never been at an event where nobody knew who I was and they were so interested in what I had to say, because here's how I started, right? And here's the secret. Hi, so I'm Misty and I'm from Queensland, Australia. It's currently 2:30 in the morning. And everyone went, oh my God, what do you have to say at 2:30 in the morning? It's fantastic. So just a little hint and a tip. If you want to go global, fit in with their time and rock in at like some ridiculous o'clock and everyone will listen. But that's not today's class. That's just another little handy tip that I picked up this week. All right, today's class is on this. You're going to need a piece of paper, right? So if you've got a notebook, open it up wide, right? Let's look at networking like driving a car. When you first learn to drive a car, right, it's fairly complicated because there's a number of things going on, right? You're in the car, you've got to check the mirrors, there's the blinkers, there's other people driving around you, stick to the road, you know, gears maybe, but brakes, accelerator, all these other buttons, somebody talking to you the entire time. And, you know, so many things are going on. There's so many compartments, right? Individually that when you look at it, it looks like a lot. But as you learn to drive and get much better at it, of course, we all do it now. Hands up those who drive. Hands up who's been driving for more than 5 years. Right. So it's pretty much everyone, right? So therefore, as we get used to it, you know, years and years down the track, probably even a year down the track, is once you've got your license, it's all just second nature. Hands up those who have on occasion gotten home or gotten somewhere and gone, how did that happen? I don't even remember driving, right? Because it's all so automatic now. Networking is exactly the same. There's so many components to networking that at the beginning or at any stage, it can seem like there's so much going on, right? But over time, you will pick it up if you know what the components are, right? And how to utilize it to the maximum if you know the components. That's what we're going to do on our piece of paper. So we're going to draw a map on networking. So here it is. In the middle of your page, I want you to draw a really large triangle like this. By the way, how much time do I have? Because I suggest you time me, but I'll talk fast. Right? Big triangle like this, right? This here is our mountain. This is what we're going to climb. I like to draw a bit of snow on mine. It's just like this. It's nice and simple, bit of a triangle. The reason I like to draw snow on it is it shows it's a very high mountain. Plus, it makes you look like a real cool artist, even though you haven't done that much, right? So it looks really fancy. In the middle of the mountain, I want you to write a circle and draw a circle and write 500. Quick question with a show of hands. So it looks like this, right? With a show of hands, just put your hand up if 500 customers, if you'd be happy with 500 customers. Right? Just put your hand up. Yeah. What about you, Jason? Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Just as a starting point, right? Now, the reason I say 500 is because it's just an easy number to count, right? You've got to make it big enough that you've got to head towards it. And you do realize now that there's work that needs to be done. If you start at 50 because that's all you can cope with, well, then you won't put that much work into it. And you wonder why at the end of the year you don't have that. But if you head towards 500, well, if you don't reach 500, you can actually just see it's such a long road. You can see, okay, what are some things I need to change? So it gives you a better runoff to see how it is, right? And then 500 times 2 is 1,000, and then times 10 is, it's just an easy number to count. So we start at 500. All right. Around our mountain, I want you to draw a number of large circles. It looks like this, right? Now, each one of these circles are going to represent a component of networking, all right? So let's just have some people yell out, what are some components of networking that we know of, that you can think of?
Building relationships.
Sorry, Phil?
Building relationships.
Building relationships. Write that in one circle. What's another one?
Be approachable.
Be approachable. Okay, I'm thinking more along the lines of sure, right, approachable. Thinking more along the lines of elevator pitch. Things like that. All right, Adrian, got your hand up?
Yeah, can you show me a piece of paper again?
Yes. Looks like this.
Oh my God.
Yeah, just some large circles. Right? Yeah. Right, so think elevator pitch. What's another component like that?
Consistency.
Consistency, such a good one, right? As in consistency of turning up, consistency of running the same pitch over and over. All right, what's another one? Rebecca, what's the word? I'll just ask everyone one at a time. Sabrina, what do you say?
I was coughing, sorry.
No, but you can pick one now. Oh, no, I think she was coughing. All right, what's one?
I've got no clue, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. Let's go chat box, right? Details in chat box. Let's go chat box. All right, Rebecca, what's one?
Picking on me because I have many I go to, aren't you?
No, you're right. Everyone's getting picked on.
Strategic.
Strategic. All right, write it down. Alison, you're leading the show today. What's one from you?
Authenticity.
All right. So while it's authenticity, so I'm going to take that as just a given, but we'll write it down. I was actually trying to give you yours, Alison. Leader, right? So lead or leader, right? Host. Here's another one, co-host. All right. So they're the people who run the show. All right. Nathan, what's another word?
I was going to say one-to-ones.
One-to-one. Yes. Such a vital part of networking. All right. Martha, what's one?
Connection.
Sorry?
Connection.
Connection. Yeah. Let's think of the actual components. Where were we before the meeting started?
Breakout rooms.
Breakout rooms.
I need more circles.
What about business cards?
Yes. People need business cards.
Yes, they
Everyone I
do.
meet doesn't have business cards.
I know. People need business cards. You never know. You just got to hand one out while you're just there, right? All right. So what else have we got? We've got presentations.
Listen.
Yes, but what's on the other side of listen?
Talk.
Anyone can turn up and listen. It's barely advertising, right? So advertising is one, but talking becomes the other. Hey, I used to go to this networking event called Business in Heels, and there was a woman there who turned up every single month for a year. And I said to her one day, I said, all right, we need to have a one-to-one because we kind of all like you. You seem really nice and pleasant. But honestly, I don't even know what you do. I don't think that you're shy. And she said, no, I'm not shy. I said, but you are quiet. This is quite a problem because I've collected your business card and I don't know what you do according to your business card. And I know what you do. Turns out she's a photographer. Not only is she a photographer, she ended up taking that. And I said to her, I realized that when you come networking, you use the business rule, 2 ears, 1 mouth, which means listen more than you talk. But networking is about advertising. If you don't talk, nobody knows who you are and what you do. So in actual fact, I know we come out networking, it's always touted that you should listen to the other person, you should build the relationship with the other person, you should be nice to the other person, look for referrals for the other person. But in actual fact, you should be working your ass off for yourself.
Yeah,
right?
you're marketing yourself.
Yes, you've got to market yourself first. So you have to talk. You have to get others to listen to you. You have to get them to build the relationship with you. I mean, you're not coming out networking if you're unfriendly. So why should you do all the work for everybody else, right? So another thing in the circle is work for yourself. Like literally work for yourself. And sometimes you get to ignore others, right? And just do your work. Right? There's a company out there called McDonald's, biggest name in hamburgers across the world. Why? Because they continue to tell us that they sell hamburgers. There's another company called Coca-Cola, biggest name in soft drink across the world. They have no problem with overexposure. They show up everywhere. And as a result, they sell more soft drink than anybody else. Because they don't sit there listening to people all the time because they understand the difference between advertising and business. And so it's about looking at networking as advertising, right? You get business from it, but advertising and what it's all about, right? So let's look at this. Our map is starting to look like this, right? And this is only a very small amount of what we've done. But as you can see, it's growing bigger and bigger, right? So if you look at your map and think of each circle represents a path to the top of the hill. It doesn't matter which path you pick, right? So long as you pick a path. Some other circles you could write be connected. You could write business at breakfast, right? Which is a networking group that I run on a Thursday. You could write Facebook, right? All of these have opportunities for you to grow your business, right? And it's all ends up network related. So if you're aware of all these, and you can see how big it is, right? See how many different components, which is why networking can seem so hard. The goal is not to do everything all at once. It's to learn some different components and see where you could be learning stuff first. And you've got to learn one bit at a time and just keep layering it on. There's also some sections where you go, I'm just going to do it. Other things like consistency. Who turns up to multiple networking events every week, knows exactly when it's on, it's written down in their calendar, and they don't have to be reminded? Right. So consistency is already down, right? So some things you already have, or you've already taught yourself along the way, right? Who's friendly here?
Nah.
Right, there you go. It's already in you. You don't have to worry about that one, but you could write that down as one of them. I mean, money goes to the friendliest person in the room. But if you're already that, it's good. You just need to find something else. So if you look at each circle, right? 2 minutes, all right. So if you look at each circle, right, each circle will lead you to the top of the mountain. Doesn't matter which one. Some you'll look at and go, okay, they're currently harder than others. So I'm going to avoid the really hard ones. Think of it, if it's a cliff, if it's covered in snakes and completely overgrown, like, you know, the castle to, you know, Sleeping Beauty, overgrown with poison ivy and everything else, just ignore those ones. Go to some of the easy ones. Or have a look at your map and go, okay, so I want to get better at an elevator pitch. Who do I need to ask? Or I want to do a presentation. Who do I need to ask? How do I become more consistent? Or which events should I go to? Who do I need to ask? But this map will help you get to the top of your mountain, which is your 500. Just have to know that there's many components. Don't do it all at once, little bits at a time.
Awesome. I'd never thought of it that way, but yes, yes.
Another thing I do, Misty, I mean, you'd know this, Misty, or well, a lot of people would know. I get feedback. How did I go with that presentation? What did you think? Kind of thing.
Yes. Collect feedback, get questions, presentations, get questions, invite visitors. Yeah, who wrote invite visitors down, right? Such a vital component to networking. But the mirror of it, notice there'll be on this sheet, everything representative of something inside your business. If there's something you're not good at, it's what you're lacking. So I used to find when I was in B&I, those people who didn't wear name badges didn't actually say their name inside an elevator pitch. They never told anyone who they were, right? Or they didn't bring business cards, so then nobody could contact them. So they were so practiced at not being contacted, they wondered why they didn't get work. So each component of networking actually represents what you're lacking in the business world and why you don't have customers. So you just have to go back to your map. All right, that's it.